Good evening. Right, I said a month or so ago I wasn't going to do a review of this knife because they've been out years and everyone's seen it and people have reviewed it and all that sort of thing. But I'm so impressed, I'm going to do not necessarily a view, my thoughts type video. Now, you've probably seen them before. It is a Lansky World Legal Knife. Not World Legal, probably, but I think they quote 150 odd countries where it falls within their laws, the UK being one of them. And I've had this on long-term test. I've got quite a big knife collection, and I've decided not to use any and use exclusively this for a month or so, just to see whether it can act as a replacement for a decent big bushcraft sort of style knife. Nothing Rambo, but we're talking 8-inch overall, 4-inch blade, that sort of size. Above all, a fixed knife as opposed to a folder. I had my doubts, but I thought I'd give it a go, just to see how good or how bad it could be. And I have been surprised. I've had this now for approximately 2 months. I've used it for work, and I've used it in the woods. I've done everything from cutting string and opening boxes to splitting wood with it. Obviously, when you get to the big heavy tasks like splitting wood and so on, you are restricted by the blade length. It comes just under the 3-inch knife law for the UK, so you can't split anything massive. But with what I have used it for, splitting smaller stuff to make kindling, it's done it fine. And to be honest, a few times I've been quite brutal with it. I haven't been nice to it. I have smacked it on the blade. I have belted it on the back with no signs of any problem whatsoever. And on occasions, as I say, I have been quite nasty to it. It still opens and closes like the day it turned up. Huge strong back spring in it with a 90 stop. It doesn't lock, but it's pretty close because of the strength of that spring. And as I say, I've really given this a hard time. There is no movement here whatsoever. I mean, that's a tiny little rivet there, and it looks like that's the point it pivots around. But there's got to be more to it inside, because I really give this a hard time. And the pivot's got to be thicker than that. It really has, with some of the stuff I've done to it. So, not a review, but my thoughts, and in this case, my recommendation. If you only feel comfortable with a pocket knife as opposed to a larger bushcraft knife, No, this isn't quite going to be up to some of the massive tasks, the serious wood splitting type things that you'll get from a fixed blade, proper bushcrafty type thing. But this has coped with everything I've thrown at it. For approximately £20, I've been really impressed. And now, after I've finished my testing and so on, I'll be going back to my normal knife. And for work, I'll be going back to my British Army knife, because that's better suited. But you know what? This is going to sit in my rucksack for a backup. It's superb. I really, for the money, I cannot fault this in any way. Lansky World Legal Knife. It certainly gets my approval.